South Korean actor Kim Sae-ron has been found dead in Seoul. According to the Seoul police, the 24-year-old's body was discovered by a friend who had planned to visit her. Now, police have stated that there are no signs of any kind of foul play here at the scene, but an investigation is underway to determine the exact cause of death.
Okay, so today we're going to be facing a very delicate and sensitive topic. Many South Korean actors, musicians are self-deleting at an alarming rate. So there's something, I don't know if it is in the culture or society pressure that is causing this to happen. It's been happening for years and years and years now. Every time we hear news about a certain artist from Korea, did that to themselves, and you keep on wondering, why does it happen? Even though it seems like they have this glamorous life, like they have their future all ahead of them. So it is quite a disturbing thing, but it has to be faced. So I was wondering really, why is this that we are getting articles like this last year? That was 2023, a Parasite. If you saw the movie Parasite, the star of Parasite, passed away in the same way as the many others before him. And it happens whenever they have there's a scandal. And there's this video, I'm going to come back to this article, but there's this video that tries to explain why South Korea has some of the highest self-deletion rates in the world. And it covers from elderlies to, young people and education, different causes that, if addressed, might help slow down this rate. And let's see what the video says about especially the elderlies. We're going to start from there.
So they don't really take care of themselves. So when they are really, older and aging and weak, they don't have money to support themselves.
가족 간의 관계가 지금 과거에는 서로 보완하고 서로 케어하는 거에 집중이 됐다면 지금은 현실적으로 케어가 굉장히 어려운 상황에서 상호 간의 죄책감을 느끼거나 부담을 느끼는 경우가 훨씬 많다라고 하는 것입니다. 그것이 노인들로 하여금 죄책감, 고립감, 고독감 이런 여러 가지 감정들을 갖게 되면서 자살에 대한 생각이나 또는 시도로 이어지는 경우들이 많다고 볼 수 있습니다.
Okay, so for the elderly, they invest everything they have on their kids, and by the time they're retired, they have nothing, really. And they're just left there. They experience loneliness, and that drives them sometimes to do this on themselves. I don't really want to say the words because, it's not appropriate for YouTube. But let's continue a little longer with the video.
But what about South Korea's younger population? In a country well known for being hyper-competitive, young workers are feeling the pressure. Almost 1 in 5 South Koreans worked over 50 hours a week in 2021, according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Some workers have turned to nap cafes like this, just to get a few extra winks of sleep in. That's because for many, it is customary to work long hours into the night.
There is a lot of competition because it's a small country. Population is high. How can you succeed? You really need to compete with each other.
The Korean success story is about effort. It's about getting on that grind and putting to it. And that's how it's become a economic and cultural powerhouse around the world.
So as you can see also for the young people is long work hours. You are expected to work. There is no excuses. You work and work and work until you drive yourself crazy. So the work culture is also another contributor. It leads to stress and of course a degraded mental health. But let's continue.
Some experts say the customs developed out of worry about economic stability. South Korea was among many countries to experience a huge financial crash in 1997, which left thousands of South Koreans unemployed. The International Monetary Fund had to step in to stabilize the economy. In the years that followed, workers feared another crash, piling on additional stress. But even when facing immense pressure to succeed, for most South Koreans, the idea of talking about the related stress is a whole other issue.
In Korean culture, people don't go to see a therapist when they have like a mental health issue. So they go to like a church, pray, or talk to their pastor, and talk to their friends. Or you have to keep everything inside of you, right? Because you don't share those kind of things, because that's a sign of weaknesses.
I understand that completely. As an African, there is no such thing as a therapist. Like you go talk to a therapist. What therapist? You are normally supposed to take it as a man, and whatever is bothering you, you just keep it bottled up until it drives you nuts. So that's something that different cultures share, that they work so hard and you can't really share what really is happening with you. But let's continue some more with this video.
In high-profile cases, local media don't mention the term suicide, instead referring to such deaths using the euphemism extreme choice. Politicians and celebrities alike have made these extreme choices at an alarming rate. Former President Roh Moo-hyun jumped from a cliff after details of a scandalous affair were made public. K-pop fans battled through a wave of tragedy when popular artists in their 20s were found dead in their homes, including SHINee's Jonghyun, Astro's Moonbin, Sulli, and Cars' Guhara. Since 2011, suicide has been the leading cause of death among South Korean adolescents. About 12 in every 100,000 people between the ages of 10 and 24 killed themselves in 2021.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop the video there for this particular video, but it's quite an alarming trend, because South Korea is, I guess, it's putting a lot of pressure on the young, a lot of pressure on the old. Everybody is under constant pressure. That's why you even see a former president, going to the extreme choice, and it's just been one of the leading causes in South Korea. So it is something that has to be done. They will have to address it, because there is no other way around it. You cannot hide the truth forever. You cannot call it extreme choice. You cannot do all these things hiding it, because it's gonna keep happening. Yeah, this last week it was this new Korean actor at 24. Next week it's gonna be, I don't know, a K-pop artist. It is a desperate situation overall that has to be addressed. But at least this video gave us try to explain why this happens. For the old people, is they don't have money, and after retirement they don't have money and they are feeling desperate and lonely. Young people is work pressure, constant work pressure. For celebrities, it's scandals. I believe this actress also had a scandal just a few, I think a few years ago. She had a scandal that drove her all the way to this extreme choice. So these things will have to be talked about. That's the only way of dealing with this issue. And if you are struggling, please talk to someone, because this is something that we all have to face together in this journey of life. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and share this on all the networks. I'll see ya.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!